Okay, so here is an extra large Big Green Egg, and what I have attached to it here is a BBQ Guru wireless Procom 4. It basically is a wireless controller. Obviously needs a power source. You plug up the normal vent where the air intake goes, and you attach this electrically powered fan. And the size of the fan is dependent on the size of the grill, and they'll give you a recommendation as to what size fan you should get. And basically it comes with a wireless controller where you set the temperature of the barbecue that you want to maintain, and what this will do is through a grill probe maintain it by feeding air into it or shutting air off at that temperature for as long as you want. And its primary utility is doing multi-hour, low temperature smoking, like for beef brisket or what have you, but it works for just about anything, and it basically turns it into an oven, really, with smoke flavor. So I'm going to do some dry rub chicken, and I'll show you how I achieve good results with this. Always my favorite part. Getting started here with a modified weed burner. You can see that hole right there, and another one there, and there. And then at the bottom of the grate it's perforated, so this fan right here blows the air, providing the oxygen for combustion. And then when everything is closed, and you can see it's got a high temperature gasket, all the air comes out here. You then can restrict airflow further with this. And that way you maintain temperature, great insulating properties obviously, and you get relatively minimal airflow compared to, say, an open grill or a typical kettle type of grill. So you retain moisture quite a bit more than you would otherwise. So things tend to turn out nice and evenly cooked and very juicy, and that's fairly typical. You can see right here there's room for four different probes. This one goes to a little alligator clip that you attach to the grill, so you get an accurate grill temperature, as opposed to in the dome of the lid where it could be different from what the food's actually seeing. This goes to a meat probe, so if you're doing a giant brisket, you can stick it into the thickest part of the meat, and then basically program it to turn itself off when you've reached temperature, or to maintain it at a predetermined temperature. And there's different functions where you can have it as it gets closer to the desired temperature. The barbecue temperature will decrease itself so that you don't end up overcooking, and more importantly, you don't have to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning to take off your brisket. This is it's just a temperature probe to an alligator clip, and that's what you use for your pit temps. The fan, this little box with the tube, is the attachment that I've used high temperature silicone sealant to reduce any air leaks. You can see this thing is a shut off, but so basically, this fan determines how much oxygen you get and turns it into basically an oven. So this is the wireless controller. Turn it on, and it actually has a belt clip attachment, which I don't have on right now, but you can just hook it up and walk around your house while you're waiting for your barbecue to cook, and it'll give you, so right now you can see the ambient temperature is around 73, 74 right now. That's because it's right there and right there, so I'll go ahead and hook that up. Okay, so I've got the pit probe on. The meat probe, I think we're going to use chicken thighs tonight, boneless chicken thighs that are going to be pounded pretty flat, so I don't think I'm going to end up using this. I'll just leave it out. So the fan's doing its work, the barbecue is closed, getting some good airflow. You look over here, you can see the blast of oxygen compared to the meat thermometer, which is ambient at this point. You can see the pit temperature is quickly rising. Now if you build your fire right, carefully, you can get up to 350, 400 in 5 minutes, which is a lot less than you might otherwise think. If you're lazy and you don't do a good job of building the fire, if you don't light it in several places, or you have bad airflow because things are blocked because you didn't clean it the last time you barbecued, it can take a fair bit longer. So it's very much effort dependent. But you can see that's looking pretty good actually. It's rising fairly rapidly. So we have some flattened chicken breasts. Are you using a mallet?
Yeah. You can have it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes, I am. Okay.
Okay, let's just save one for the kids. Much to it.
After about 5 minutes, we're up to pretty close to 350, which is what we typically cook chicken at, to an internal temperature of about 165. All right, got a nice bed of coals in there and enough fuel to last for the entire meal. Every time I open the lid, I get this alert, so I just have to silence it. And the temperature will drop, but it'll bounce right back up. You can see the dome temperature pretty much agrees. So for the purposes of the video, I think I'll use the temperature probe and I'll put it into the one a non-spicy chicken breast that'll be cooked for the kids so that I can be absolutely sure that it's perfectly cooked. Okay, so the one with the temp probe I try and put closest to the edge so there's not a whole lot of cable being exposed to the heat of the barbecue. It's tolerant, but I don't want to push my luck. Okay, so close it up. You can see that the temperature probe is starting to rise, and this will alarm when the meat reaches 165. I'll probably flip it once before then, but so you can see the chicken temperature is rising fairly rapidly because it's been pounded fairly thin. So I'm going to go ahead and flip it right now, I think. After reinserting the temperature probe more appropriately, the temperature came down. So we're getting pretty close. Take a quick look. So that's probably not quite cooked. Okay, everything's done. Checked everything with a meat probe, and time to turn it off. So I'll just shut it off. Take the fan out. Silicone plug. Turn this off. Take this off. And cut off the oxygen, and I can reuse the charcoal next time. Three.
I want to